The black laborers stared in astonishment at the scene before them, for they had never seen a white man driving for a black man. Those stares made Shirley feel afraid, so he decided to stay in the car. In North Carolina, they attended a banquet where the main course was fried chicken, a clear act of discrimination against black people. Shirley felt uncomfortable but still performed with all his might. The crowd applauded warmly, marveling at his piano talent. When Shirley wanted to use the restroom, the host stopped him, saying he must use the crude outhouse outside. Shirley insisted on returning to the hotel, even though it meant an extra hour of driving. Tony couldn't understand it, but for Shirley, it was a matter of dignity. A few days later, they passed by a suit shop. Tony thought one of the suits would look good on Shirley and walked in. The shopkeeper greeted Tony enthusiastically, and immediately showed him the same model from the window display. However, when he realized it was Shirley who wanted to try it on, his expression turned dark. He claimed Shirley must pay first before trying it on, and roughly snatched the suit from Shirley's hands. It was blatant discrimination. Shirley smiled bitterly and turned to leave. Tony wanted to defend him but was powerless to do anything. Shirley poured all his anger into the piano keys, playing more forcefully than ever, though his heart was still filled with pain. As they traveled, Tony and Shirley grew closer, but one rainy night they mistakenly entered a restricted area. A policeman stopped them, claiming black people were not allowed in this area at night. Tony argued with him, and eventually both of them ended up in jail. In the cell, Shirley tried to reason with the officer, but the officer turned a deaf ear. Shirley then made a phone call. 10 minutes later, the sheriff ordered their release. Tony was incredulous. He realized Shirley had influential friends and began to regard him with awe. By the time the rain stopped, it was already midnight. Shirley wanted to rest, and Tony went to check the green booklet. Finally, they found a motel that accepted black guests. This time, Tony decided to stay with Shirley. After all they had been through, he finally understood the other man more deeply, especially that indescribable sense of loneliness. They finally arrived at the venue for the final performance. The organizers were very friendly and had even reserved a VIP parking spot for his car. Yet amid the praise, they guided him through the back door. The room prepared for him was next to the kitchen. The narrow stairwell had no space to hang clothes, and the air was thick with the smell of grease. But when Shirley wanted to dine in the restaurant, the butler stopped him, suggesting the food be delivered to his room. Shirley refused to eat in the storage room. The man then recommended a roadside diner. However, Shirley decided he would no longer endure these humiliations. The organizer asked Tony to persuade him to stay, reminding him that over 400 people were waiting for the performance, and time was running out. As he spoke, he took out his wallet and offered Tony $100. Tony flew into a rage, refused the money, and decided to leave with Shirley. They went to a small roadside diner. Though their elegant attire was out of place, no one looked down on them. An old piano stood on the stage. It wasn't a Steinway, but Shirley sat down and began to play. The local musicians soon joined in, improvising along. That night, Shirley poured his soul into the performance, and for the first time in a long while, he played with genuine joy.